Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I have a DAITRON list with me, and this deck is absolutely nuts. It ends on negates upon negates, and with me today I have Nito the King, and he's going to be showing us exactly what this deck is all about. This deck is absolutely nuts, and he is going to be basically explaining to you guys how to play it, about the cards, all of that stuff. And tomorrow I will actually post a combo video on the deck, so if you guys want to see that, then be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell. That way you guys are notified when I do upload the combo video. Of course, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because it helps out an absolute ton. And if you have any feedback, then just comment down in the comment section and I will reply. So yeah, before we get into the video, once again, thank you so much for Nito the King for being here with me today to explain the deck for you guys. And yeah, let's get right into it. So Nito, you can take it from here.
Okay, so first things first is a basic summary of what all the Draitrons do. They cannot be normal summoned or set. They must be special summoned by a Draitron card's effect, so no cheating them out. And they contribute either a Draitron monster or a ritual monster from your hand or field as a cost to special summon them. Then you can apply a secondary effect, where each of them are different depending.
So that's the similarities in the effective, basically. And they're all light machines, by the way. So yeah, we'll get into why that's important later as well.
There's one other important part. It's that if you activate this effect, you cannot special summon monsters except for monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set. So this is actually a huge limitation. You can't just spam house combos on this because Blade Spreader Zombie can be normal summons. Can't use it.
Got it. Cool. Let's get right into it. So first off, we have triple DAITRON ban alpha. So explain to us what this card does and why you run it.
Okay, so alpha has the same effect, and when it's and it also can search any ritual monster if it's summoned that way,
which is obviously very good. Cool.
Yeah. So we'll get to the ritual monsters later.
Yep. Then we have triple of Alzada. So what about this card is good?
Alzada is the same thing, except it searches the ritual spell, which thankfully you only really need one of. You could run two if you want, but one's fine.
Very, very good. Then we have the double Gamma. So what does Gamma do?
Oh, Gamma's crazy. So when he's summoned, you can just special summon another 2,000 attack Draitron from your graveyard other than himself, just for free. Why not? More material.
And then I have a question about this, actually. So why are you only running two of this?
It used to be at 3, but it's more of just trying to get ratios down.
So it's situational sometimes, because you won't always have it? You won't always have it, basically. Okay. Yep. Got it. And then we have double DAITRON Alta Delta. So, yep.
So Delta is a pretty simple draw effect. When you summon, you can reveal a ritual monster or ritual spell, draw a card.
That's obviously good for reasons that are very self-explanatory.
Yeah. And yeah, obviously these guys are once per turn. They're not that stupid when making these cards.
Exactly. And then we have, of course, the one beta. So
Beta's just there. Like when he's summoned, you can return a banished Draitron to your graveyard. He's just there. He's another name. Doesn't come up a lot, but you might as well run him just because more chances to trigger them.
That makes perfect sense. Cool. And then we're hopping into... Oh, by the way, all these cards are saying OCG. They are going to be coming to the TCG sometime before December, so don't worry about that. These are all going to be imported to the TCG. Even though it's saying OCG, yeah, they're all coming over, so you guys don't have to worry about that. This is a real deck in the TCG. Next up, we have double Diviner of the Herald. So this card is absolutely nuts, and explain to them what exactly this does, because this card is insane.
Oh my god, why did they make this? Okay, so when Diviner's normal or special summoned, in this case just normal summoned, you can send any fairy monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, increase its level by the sent monster. It has another effect which you really don't care about in this deck, but with this you can just freely send a Herald of the Arclight, and would you look at that? That's a free search for a ritual monster or spell.
That's insane. And then, like, yeah, I know this isn't applicable for this deck, but some people paired this with Eva, actually. And then you would plus so hard off of that. But, yeah, Let's continue.
And oh, by the way, she's a tuner. Why? I have no idea.
It's such a good card. I don't know why Konami made this, to be honest. Cool. Next up, we have double Chaos Valkyria from Toon Chaos. What about this card is good?
Okay, I don't know how many you run, but you gotta run her because let's just say a certain ritual monster that you are running 3 of can search her and Diviner pretty much for free when you're resolving a Draitron.
This deck is insane.
Yeah, she's just a free extender.
Yeah, and it cannot be normal summoned or Sept because it is a Chaos card. So obviously, it works absolutely amazing in the deck.
Yeah, you just banish something you already used and don't need to get back, and boom, it's another body.
Exactly. Then we have actually an older card, Iron Dragon Tamodon. So this card was actually a tech a while ago, but I haven't seen it for a while. So why are you running this card?
I'm so happy I found this card. Like, it's way better than Collapse Serpent. So it can't be normal summoned or set. It can only be special summoned if there are 3 or more cards in any column, either you or the opponent, and it special summons itself as a quick effect. Then once it's special summoned, it destroys every card in the column it's in, and neither player can use that column.
So this was actually the out to Mech Knights. But in this deck, it's really good because it obviously can be normal summoned or set. It is still an out to Mech Knights, and of course, it's an extender that's absolutely insane. Like, it's such a good extender.
It's an extender that's easy to set up and can act as spot removal and a hand trap at the same time. What's not to love?
Yeah, and then it is just so good. And then we continue over here. So for the space, the 1 Gamma with no driver. So what made you do this? Like,
okay, so for Gamma to work, you have to special summon Sci-Fin Driver, which you can't do if you're using the Draitron effects. Which means if you're running the full Gamma package, you're running a complete set of bricks, unless it's only on the opponent's turn. So my logic for that is, you could either do that, or not be a silly person and run stuff like Ash Blossom or Infirm, which is useful both on your opponent's turn and your turn.
Cool. And then over here, we actually have our ritual monsters. So Triple Ben 10, this card is actually very self-explanatory. I'm sure you guys know this card. This card is an insane ritual monster. Probably one of the better ones out there.
I swear to God, this deck might just get this card limited. It's Block Dragon all over again.
Exactly. And then we have this card over here. So a lot of people forgot about this card. This came in the Mega Tins of 2019, I believe. And this card is so good. It's insane. They need to know what this card does. Explain it to them. It's so good.
When Chaos Max is ritual summoned, you contribute a monster for its cost, and your opponent just can't activate monster effects this turn. Yeah, it's a ritual Azathoth.
And it's literally a Zexal. But the thing is that you summon it during your opponent's turn.
Okay, to be fair, you don't do that in this deck. That's Megaliths.
Oh. Yeah, so I'm an idiot, but the thing is that your opponent can't hand trap you, so that's still really good.
I'll talk about that later. Like, it gets crazy.
But the thing is that I'm a complete idiot, but you just have to understand that ritual decks have gotten so advanced these days that it doesn't even matter if you get hand trapped. You're going to be searching 80 times over. It's insane. And then we have the one Saravis. And then
in which you have a problem, but
yeah.
And speaking of hand traps, next one.
Yeah, so Saravis plays around Imperm. And then we have, of course, DAITRON, Meteoronus, Dra. Okay, so Dra is the DAITRON ritual monster. So explain what this one does.
Alright, so these guys are really hard to explain by themselves. So you can ritual summon them with their ritual spell. And I'll try talking about both of them at the same time.
Okay.
Alright, so Draw can't target it with monster effects, and Qua can't be targeted by spells or traps. And let's see, if you ritual summon Draw with monsters whose total levels equal 2 or less, yes, I will get to that, it can attack every special summon monster once each, with 4,000 attack. Oh, yeah, that's great. And for Qua, if it's special summoned the same way, Harpy Feather Duster. Why not?
Just
And
it's so good.
and each have bonus effects. Withdraw during your opponent's turn. You can banish any number of monsters whose attack is equal to 2,000 or 4,000, and target a face-up card for every 2,000 attack and send them to the graveyard.
It's complicated.
Yeah, it's a weird one. The core is a lot easier. If it's retro summoned and destroyed, you just special summon in any number of Draitron monsters from your graveyard whose total attack is 4,000 except itself.
Not to mention that these guys are both 4,000. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is it for those. Now you just have the Dragoon package because, you know, this deck is so good that you might as well already be summoning literally one of the most oppressive cards in the game. And then the Red Eyes Fusion. Over here, we are already past the 10-minute mark, so I'm going to try and hurry up a bit. We have triple Chaos Space, so this card is obviously really self-explanatory in a deck like this, so I'm not going to go over that.
Cyber. Also, like, you can't search for Draitrons with it. I'm mostly testing with it.
Well, yeah, but it's also really good for, like, searching, like, you know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And, like, the rest are really self-explanatory. Like,
yeah, and then
Emergency searches all the Draitrons because
it doesn't only search Cyber Dragon monsters. It also searches light machine monsters that can't be normal under set. So obviously, it works insanely well in the deck. And then you have triple of DAITRON Fafnir, which is a field spell, which is very good because it is a searcher. And then you have, of course, the triple Nova. So you want to explain what Nova does, actually?
Okay, so Nova is pretty much an emergency teleport. You special summon a Draitron monster from the deck, not a ritual monster, because that's not how that works. And it puts up the clause where you can only special summon monsters that can't be normal summoned or set. Also, it's destroyed at the end of the turn. You can only activate one per turn. Nobody cares. This is stupid.
Yeah, it's such a good card. Then we have the one Meteornis I'm not even going to try. This is a ritual spell. It's completely searchable. It's very self-explanatory. Then we have, of course, double pre-prep because it's a ritual deck. You have to run pre-prep. The one Foolish and the one Terraforming to wrap off the main deck. 44-card main deck, but incredibly consistent. You will not be breaking at all with this.
It's stupidly consistent. Like, it's 2-card combos, but your whole deck is filled with 2-card combos.
It's literally so good. And then onto the extra deck. I'm actually going to zip through the extra deck because every single card here, you guys know, except for one. For that one card, I'm going to leave that aside. We have the one Dragoon, busted. We have the Formal Synchron, busted. We have the Marcher. Guess what? It's busted. And then double Herald. Herald is obviously a negate. So you know what that is? Yeah, busted. Then we have the Savage Dragon. Savage is also a negate. So it's basically a better Herald. And then we have this card right here. So do you want to explain what Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity does? It's insane.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You call it the last card's busted? When it's synchro summoned, you can activate this effect. For the rest of this turn, your opponent cannot activate cards, and 10 cards your opponent controls cannot activate their effects. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation.
It's so
In other words, remember, as a thought, this is that, but better.
Literally better. It has 4,000 attack, too. Not to mention that you can synchro summon it during your opponent's turn with Formula.
Yep, and that's the dumb part about it. Like, the end combo is typically he make Hot Red Dragon, and you also have a Dragoon on board. What do?
It's so good. Oh my god, this deck is absolutely too good. Konami, why did you do this? We continue over here. We have the one Linkreebo. Obviously, you know, Linkreebo Beatdown. That's obviously what this deck is. The Linkreebo Beatdown all the way. We have the one Link Cross. Obviously, a busted card. The Predaplan Verte Anaconda for the Dragoon. Halki Fabrics, because, you know, any deck runs Halki Fabrics. Though, you know, Nightmare Package, you have the Phoenix and Unicorn to get over problematic cards. The one Access Code Talker, because it literally pops your opponent's board, pops your opponent's everything, and guess what? It pops your opponent. And then we have the one Appaloosa as well for your easy 4 negates, because guess what? This deck is too good to not have at least 10. Well, not 10, but still, like, this deck is so good. And then onto the side deck over here, you know, we have your classic hand traps. Curious Griffin, because you guys can run this. If you really want to know your opponents even more, Griffin is an amazing option. Triple Forbidden Droplets for going second, of course, the double Cyclone. And then the one Harpies Feather Duster. How do you feel about this coming off the ban list?
Happy birthday, Limited Red Reboot. We're allowed this.
It's so good. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Konami. This was a good thing to do. Double Improvement, and finally the one Appointer of the Red Lotus. And that is it for the deck profile. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smash the like button. And, of course, subscribe for amazing daily content, and tomorrow I will be posting the combo video for you guys. So if you guys have not already, be sure to ring the notification bell so you will be notified when I upload that sick video, and you guys can learn how to DAITRON your opponent for literally everything. It's so nuts. Once again, thank you so much for Nito the King for coming onto the channel, and of course I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, peace.